I'm a medical student. We have to examine dead bodies as part of our training. She wants to know, is this allowed? I was told it's not allowed at all.
Well, you will hear most of the scholars quoting the quote that حُرْمَةُ الْمُسْلِمِ مَيِّتًا كَحُرْمَتِهِ حَيًّا, which is not a hadith, rather the hadith which is collected by Abu Dawood, Ibn Majah and others, عن عائشة رضي الله تعالى عنها وأرضاها أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال كسر عظم المسلم ميتا ككسر عظمه حيا, which literally means that breaking the bones of the dead body of a Muslim is as haram, as prohibited, and as sacred as breaking his bones while he or she is alive, which indicates the previous conclusion. What the scholars said, that the sacredness of the body of the believer while he or she is dead is the same as if they are still alive. So we should always maintain this condition in life and after death. Indeed, it becomes much greater after death, and that's why we should hurry in the process of washing the deceased and burying them to honor them. Well, the scholars allowed, and the fiqh councils allowed autopsy on the dead bodies of Muslims in the following cases. In the first case, to determine whether this person died due to killing, murder, being poisoned, being shot at, or to investigate the crime, to determine who is a murderer and how the person was murdered. So that is allowed, because there is what we call it maslaha, an overwhelming benefit that overcome the prohibition. So they allowed it based on the benefit-risk ratio as we described it before. Then the second condition, if there is an epidemic disease. At one time there was malaria. May Allah protect the entire ummah against any disease. So the physicians and the pathologists had to find out whether the microbe or the virus, in order to be able to generate an antiviral or antimicrobial. So they had to do an autopsy on the body. The scholars of the Sharia, with understanding this concept, they said it is permissible. But as far as humiliating the disease of a Muslim body simply so that the students in medical school would attend anatomy session and start playing with the body and with the body parts of the dead person, the vast majority of the scholars said this is totally prohibited. Some allowed it in certain conditions, if it is really necessary and there is no other way around for the students to learn. And they said not on a Muslim body under any circumstances. Yet I would like to share with you that in the West they don't do that on life, on actual human bodies. Now there are dummies which they created that's exactly similar to the human body, and they can do it on patients in the process of treating them or operating on them. So that's why Muslim countries and Muslim physicians and professors of anatomy should tend and search for these dummies and use them instead of humiliating the disease of the Muslim bodies.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh.